Good morning, my dear students. So today in these sessions, we are going to discuss regarding the eccentricity of a rectangular method. So this is the eccentricity of a rectangular method. So first of all, read the question properly. Inscribe the largest possible ellipse. Our intention is there. We need to draw the shape of ellipse in a rectangle. So first thing is we need to construct the shape of rectangle. So inside, inscribe the largest possible ellipse in a rectangular we need to construct. Offside, how much is given? Length is given here 160 mm and height is given here 100 mm. First thing is we need to measure the length. (160 mm). Nothing but 160 mm, nothing but 16 centimeter. 100 mm, nothing but 10 centimeter. Clear? 16 centimeter, we need to measure the length. Clear? And height should be 10 centimeter. From this side 10 centimeter, from this side 10 centimeter. And you need to construct this box. Let us see. So the length is how much is given? 160 mm. So you need to represent this dimension 160 millimeter. Clear? Then I am representing this length is 160 millimeter. Meanwhile, you need to show this arrow. Then this height of this rectangle box is 10 centimeter, nothing but 100 mm. 10 centimeter, nothing but 100 millimeter. Clear? This is 100 millimeter. Then meanwhile you need to show this arrow. Done. So we have to give the specific point for this rectangle is A, B, C and D. Clear? The length from A to B is 160 mm and D to C also 160 mm. The height from A to D is 100 mm and B to C also 100 mm. So just now we construct the shape of a rectangle. So we need to draw the median point from each line. The length A to B is how much is there? 160 mm. The half should be how much? It should be 80 mm. Okay, you need to measure the length from A to B, should be how much? 80 millimeter. This is the center point. Clear? That. So we know that from A to D is how much is there? 100 mm. The half or median point should be how much? 50 mm. Clear? First draw the axis. Long line, two dot, it represents the axis. Draw the one vertical line and draw the horizontal line. Same, we are represented by axis, long line and two dot. Long line, two dot. Clear? Then, so we have to give the specific point, like you can give, you can represent, this is the E point, this is F point, this is G point, this is H point, this is the origin point or center point. You can represent as origin point. Clear? Let us see the distance from A to H. How much we have? 50 mm. Represent here 50 millimeter. 50 millimeter. Sorry, this is 80 millimeter. The half distance should be 80. The distance from A to E is how much is there? 50 mm. Okay, let us see this. A to E is the length is how much? 50 mm. E to D also how much? 50 mm. This 50 mm we need to divide into how many equal part? 4 equal part, because of it's looking like a rectangle. Divide into 4 equal part. 50 mm by 4, then you will get 12.5 millimeter. Nothing but 1.25 centimeter. You can say that. Clear? Then represent 1.25 centimeter each. Is it right? I am measuring the length 1.25. 1.25 here, 1 point, again 1.25 second point, 1.25 third point, and this is the fourth point. Same thing, we can draw the parallel lines. Is it right? Just we need to mark here parallel line. Same parallel line we can draw from this side. And same parallel line we need to draw. Clear? So we are getting the 4 point. Let us see. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Clear? The length from A to H, we have to divide into how many equal part? Same 4 part. This is the length E to D. Is it right? Same E to A, also we have to divide into how many equal part? 4 equal part. E to A Length is how much? 50 mm. Same thing we have to divide into how many equal part? 4 equal part. Nothing but 12.5 mm each. Nothing but 125 centimeter. Clear? E to D also 50 mm, E to A also 50 mm. Same 1.25 we have to measure. Just we have to mark point here 1 point, 1.25, 2 point, 1.25, 3 point and 4 point. Clear? Same parallel line you can draw toward right hand side. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The length from A to H is how much is there? A to H is 80 millimeter. Divide into how many equal part? 4 equal part. Each distance should be 20 mm. 20 mm nothing but 2 centimeter. The length we have to measure A to H should be how much? 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 6 centimeter and 8 centimeter. Similarly, we have to measure the length has to be also same. Has to be also how much? Same 80 mm. Divide into how many equal part? 4 equal parts. Each distance should be 20 mm. Nothing but 2 centimeter. 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 6 centimeter and 8 centimeter. Just draw the parallel line. Clear? 2, 4, 6. Same thing we can draw here. 2, 4, 6. Clear? Then always remember how to represent the point. So we have, first thing is we have to represent the point in the form of ascending. So how we can write? 1 point, 1, 2 and 3. Same thing from toward right hand side in the form of ascending. 1, 2, 3. Clear? That E to A we have to represent in the descending form, in downward directions. Is it right? 1, 2, 3. Here also 1, 2, 3. Because both are parallel. Then the length from A to H, same thing we have to represent in a form of which one? Toward the right hand side. How we can write? 1. Okay, this is 2 and this is 3. So similarly you can write same thing. 1, 2, 3. And this is opposite directions we need to represent. 1, 2, 3. Same. 1, 2 and 3. So let us see. Same thing we can draw like here also. The distance from E to O, how much is there? 80 mm. Same measure the distance should be how much? 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 6 centimeter, 8 centimeter. So you can write here same thing. 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 6 centimeter and 8 centimeter. Same thing we have to represent the point in the toward left hand side. Clear? 1, 2 and 3. And this is toward this side, opposite directions. So we can write 1 here. You can write above 1, 2 and this is 3. You do one thing, just the observer is observed from the G. Is it right? It should be passed from G to 1, G to 2, G to 3. Just you need to pass a line from G to 1. I am using the another pen. G to 1. Next one is G to 2. Another one is G to 3. Similarly, you have to join the point from G21, G22 and G23. Another observer, they observe from H21, H22, H23, we need to join the points. Similarly, towards the right hand side, H21, H22, H23. From this side, H21, H22, H23. Clear? Then you need to pass a line from H21 to 1, H22 to 2, H23 to 3. Okay, can you able to do it or not? Yes, you can do it. Okay, just you need to pass a line from H21 to 1. Just pass a line H21 to 1. If it is a touch on the first line, it represent as P1 dash. Again from H2 to 2. So it is represent as the point P2 dash. Again from H3 to 3. It represent as the point P3 dash. Similarly, you have to continue from toward right hand side, H3 to 3. So it is represent as Q3 dash, because I am talking about third line. That's what I am representing here, Q3 dash. H2 to 2. So it is represent as Q2 dash. Another one is H1 to 1. So it is represent as Q1 dash. Similarly, we need to pass the line from G21 to 1, G2 to 2, G3 to 3. Is it right? Same thing we have to continue from G1 to 1. G1 to 1. Another one G2 to 2. This is the first point. So what we can say P1, and this is the second point is called as P2. Another one G3 to 3. This point is called as P3. Similarly, from this toward right hand side, same thing. We need to pass a line from G3 to 3. So this is what we can say Q3, and G2 to 2. It represent as Q2, G1 to 1. So it is represent as the point Q1. Just you need to pass a line from E points, from E to P1 dash, again from P1 to P2 dash with the help of French curve, or you can use by freehand also. Is it right? P2 dash to P3 dash and P3 dash to G point. Again from G point to Q3 dash, Q3 dash to Q2 dash, Q2 dash to Q1 dash, Q1 dash to F. Again same thing we have to continue from F to Q1, Q2, again Q3 and H. Again we have to join the points. Clear? Join the point from H2, P3, P2, P1 and E. Clear? Just now we considered the shape of ellipse. This is our shape of ellipse. Is it right? So which pencil we have to use over here? For the shape of overall ellipse, we have to use HB pencil. For the shape of rectangle, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A, we have to use again HB pencil. HB pencil. Okay, all inside line, for example, like from G to 1, G to 2, G to 3 and G to 1, 2, 3 toward right hand side, again from H to 1, H to 2, H to 3, H to 1, H to 2, H to 3, we have to use which line? We have to use H line. H pencil we have to use over here. Clear? Then for the center line axis from E to F and G to H, we have to use 2H pencil only for axis. Always remember, for the axis we have to use 2H pencil. All inside line we have to use H pencil. Outside the boundary, like for the rectangle shape or for the shape of ellipse, we have to use HB pencil. I hope so no one is having the doubt regarding these sessions. In the next class, we are going to discuss regarding the eccentricity of a parabola. Thank you, dear.